So I finished my coffee. Did you like my little coffee koozie? The embroidered matching mug rug? They're so adorable. How about we go inside and I show you how easy it is to make these using the Embrilliance Enthusiast software. Let's go. Let's use the lettering tool and the scatter function of Enthusiast to create our fabric for our coffee wrap. Use the lettering tool and type in the words that you want to have scattered on your fabric. So it's very handy to have a list of words that you want to have set, and I'm just going to copy and paste them, change my text, and it doesn't matter the fonts that I'm using. We're going to set that later. I just want to get my words on my screen. Last one. Once we have our words set, now the next thing I like to do is change my fonts. So coffee will be fine, it's a block font. Java, I decided I kind of like the way comedy looked. Mocha, I think I chose the Bauhaus at the top. So you can use built-in fonts, or you can use those that you have added to your program that are in the BX format. But for this one, I have a plan for tea, so he's going to be in pence, and latte we will use the It's to Stitch, this nice swirly one that's here, and put him there. Now, and that's because I decided I really like to have him right in this corner. He's anchoring that area. The rest I'd like to play around and scatter them and do fun things with. So next thing I need to do is change my colors, because these are the colors are too similar here. So I'm just going to go through my color list and change them to the colors that I want to use. And this one is, make sure that they're just a little bit different. And there we go. So first one I want to scatter is my coffee. And I'm going to scatter my coffee. So I have it selected. I go to my utility menu, choose scatter, and I do know that the height of my wrap here is 75 millimeters. So I'm going to change this height to 75, and it confines it to this area. Now the other thing I want to uncheck, or as an option here, is the mirror option, because as you notice, some of the words are backwards, and maybe that might not be a bad thing for you, but for me, at this point, I don't want to have any backwards or upside down. Small patterns, other designs, great. Words, not so much. You can always choose new pattern and change the spacing and the size of your fonts, but I'm going to use this just as a guide, so I'm not going to muck around. Click OK. Now I'm going to use the same thing for Java. So I'm going to go to Utility, Scatter, change my height to 75, turn off my mirror. I can click New Pattern if I want to see it create something different. Click OK, and I am pretty much set with what I want the software to create. Now I can start playing, because it will overlap some of them, and that's fine, but I want to create my own fabric, so I'm going to do some adjusting just by moving stuff around. One of the things I wanted to do with, for example, the word tea, it's nice and short, and I can use vertical text. So I needed to choose a font that would work with vertical text as I put it on this side to anchor. And I had the T on one side, the latte on the other. I'm going to put mocha in the middle. And I'm going to use my adjusters top adjuster to stagger it and just make it a little bit swoopy, so that it scales up and looks a little choppy. Make sure it fits inside my border. And now I can move my other fonts or my other words around in this area so that they are matching or creating the fabric that I want to create for this. If I have one that's too much, I don't want it, I can hit the delete key and remove it. You can easily resize what you have here. If you go outside the lines, that means that it's going to be, this is a stitching line because it's an in the hoop project. So anything that's outside the seam allowance line here is going to be cut off. So if that's something, if you're okay with, then go for it. But otherwise, you want to just move your items around, your words around to create the pattern that you're looking for. And you can go crazy with this because this is a little fun. You can change colors, you can do all sorts of things, anything you want. You can even change the fonts if you wanted to create something that's custom just for you. Once you get the pattern that you're looking for, so I'm pretty satisfied with this. I need to look at my object list because I notice in this design, it has the applique position, which is my first running stitch that shows me where my letters are going to be held for my wrap around my coffee mug. And then the second color is the finishing stitch, or the where you put your right side fabric down and it sandwiches this so that you can take it out of your hoop, trim it, turn it, do a little bit of hand stitching on the bottom, and you're good. So this part, this second run, has to stitch after all the letters. So I need to select it, drag it down to the bottom, the very end, oops, and get it in here, and now it will stitch last. So now I can change additional colors, fonts, do any other customizing that I want to do, and be sure to run my Sew Simulator, adjust any of the colors that I want to, and save my file, and I'm good to go. Wasn't that a fun and easy project?